Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Odin's movie blog. I am the critic, and I hope doing well. And today we're going to talk about the thing that everyone was talking about yesterday. During last night's live stream, I literally had like 10, 20, 50 people coming in. And as soon as they came in, they said, "Hey, did you hear about the fight? Hey, did you hear about the fight? Hey, did you see the fight?" Well, I finally got to see the fight last night after everything was said and done. And man, oh man, does this look bad for Disney. Now, obviously, the people on camera look like idiots. And obviously, I think that what they did is despicable. I'm sorry, but sorry is just sorry. Having that type of fighting happen over essentially what seems to be nothing is not only dangerous to the people around them, but also just downright stupid. Like, seriously, like whoever is involved in this battle, like all the people on camera essentially are stupid. All the people that are involved with this in any way, whether they were just speaking or whether they were yelling or whether they were, fighting, doing the actual throwing of the punches, especially that one total asshat that actually beat up two women. Which is interesting that you're not going to hear people talk about the story. You know what's so amazing? If this was like a white supremacist who was in Disneyland and was doing this, you know that every mainstream news media outlet will be talking about this, will be going after it, will be trying to say, "Oh, this is Trump's America," and blah, 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 and they'd be telling nonstop about that. But because of the people on screen, because of their cultural background, they're staying away from it. In fact, if you go on Twitter, even though people are talking about it because it is indeed a common hashtag, it's not in the trending. It never was in the trending. And that, to me, says that tech companies and these media companies are obviously trying to censor certain types of speech and put more focus on other types of speech that in reality aren't what most people are caring about or what most people want to see. And to me, this is what exactly the current world and the current 2019 marketplace is, where you have this marketplace of ideas within the media where they basically have this 24-hour news cycle going on, where all they care about is pushing their agenda, pushing their narrative, and if it doesn't fit their narrative, it does not fit. It's so funny that you have New York Times, we only print what's fit to print. No, you only print what's fit for your agenda, and if it doesn't match your agenda, you're not going to actually talk about it. So the Anaheim Police Department is confirming here that viral brawl at Disney is currently under investigation. Disneyland, the Anaheim-based theme park, is going viral for all the wrong reasons. Over the 4th of July weekend, a brawl that seemed to involve a set of two families erupted at Disneyland's Toontown. The incident was caught on video and published on YouTube shortly after. Now the altercation is being investigated by police. In the video, you can see a number of people throwing punches at each other while their children are nearby. Here's my question. Why are the police getting involved and they weren't already involved? How are they not already involved in this discussion? Because it looks like towards the end of the video, the extended cut, that there are security members that are coming in. How were they not arrested? How were these people not arrested? And again, I ask the question, if things had been different, if someone's culture had been different, would they have been treated differently in California? I think it's an honest question. I think it's a completely honest question to ask at this point. El Paso Hanks High School football coach Jason Blair, who helped subdue one of the brawlers, spoke to KFOX 14 about the altercation. He first aided a woman who was knocked to the ground and had previously been on a motorized wheelchair. From there, he intervened when he saw the man punching another woman. He detailed that he and 3 other men subdued the man in the red shirt and even caused him to lose consciousness. When recalling the incident, he did question, "I didn't understand why people were recording and not helping." That is a great question, and that to me speaks about the current generation that we're currently living in, where people would rather stay behind their phones, film it, and get the clicks and get the views than actually go ahead and do something about it. It's a really sad state where you know that there are probably situations where people will be seeing and witnessing a murder happen and would rather film it and share it and live stream it than actually go out of their way to help it. So kudos to that guy that stepped in to protect those women, but also too, kudos to him for putting this complete asshat to the ground. And in fact, the fact that the cops are just now getting involved, I hope and pray they find that asshat, especially the guy in the red shirt, and arrest his ass and put him in jail, because no one should be given any leeway whatsoever if they're going to go out of the way to punch defenseless people, let alone people that are obviously not as strong as they are, which is just completely ridiculous and disgusting. So I know that other channels have been talking about it, have been laughing about it, have been joking about it, and I know that there's definitely parts of it that can be seen as funny, but to be honest, I'm just more disturbed by it than anything else. And the most disturbing thing out of all of this is the fact that it took Disney what seems like forever. I mean, the fact that this was able to go on for a good 3 to 5 minutes without any Disney employee stepping up, without any security stepping up, is terrifying. Imagine if one of these guys was somehow able to sneak in a knife. Or imagine if one of these persons actually killed somebody and it was actually caught on camera. Seriously, what could have stopped that from happening? If you had 3 minutes, you can choke somebody out in that time period. What was stopping them other than the good Samaritans that were having to step up? The fact that you had guests that had to step up and had to do something because Disney was not doing anything, at least for a good while, is disturbing and is disgusting. And Disney should be ashamed of themselves. And this has been a really bad last week and 2 weeks really for Disney. Because not only do you have them just doing all this other asshattery in their film industry, just totally playing identity politics, but now you have this coming out and you say, oh, well, obviously they don't care about the safety of their people in their park if you can't even get someone, a security member, on the ground seeing this happening and stopping it almost immediately from happening. Now, obviously, you got to give them some leeway, but the fact that it took 3 to 5 minutes for them to actually do something and to actually get security there is way too long. Especially when you're going to introduce, and this is something that was talked about last night on the stream, that especially when you're introducing alcohol into the theme parks now, which is something that Walt Disney himself was adamantly opposed against. He did not want alcohol in his parks because he saw the parks as a place for kids. And it's so interesting and hilarious in a lot of ways, and obviously for the wrong reasons, that Disney cares so much about, following, we want to follow the source material. And that's their new, MO. Oh, we're going to follow the source material, even though obviously they know nothing about any of the source material. But also, too, oh, why are you complaining about, this is targeted to anyone that said this in the comments section of my last couple of videos. I've been talking about Little Mermaid and talking about Aladdin, or rather not Aladdin, talking about the Mulan trailer. Where they say, why are you complaining about it? You're a grown man. Why are you complaining about these movies? They're for kids. Okay. Explain this. Defend this, asshats. Defend Disney here. Oh, it's not their fault. Really? It's in their park. People's lives were put at risk because of this nonsense, and Disney was nowhere for way too long a time where someone innocent could have been easily cold-cocked in the face or could have possibly even been killed in that process because it took way too long. The fact that you had guests having to step in this situation is despicable on Disney's part, and Disney should be ashamed of itself. Disney has had a terrible week. You first had the news that broke just almost a week ago at this point, where the young child, the 4-year-old who had died and wanted to have Spider-Man on his gravestone, that the father was denied that request, even though Disney has apparently has granted that request in other situations. Makes you ask the question, what was different about those situations? Is it because there were a lot of pictures of those people going to the parks and supporting them, and it was a good PR for them? Is that the reason why? All I can say is that looks bad on Disney. This looks even worse on Disney because this is someone who is actually putting at risk other people in their parks. The parks that they're supposed to be, one, kid-friendly. It's supposed to be for kids, not for adults. So why are you introducing alcohol in the first place? Because there's a good chance that some of these people may have been drunk. I don't know. And at this point, I don't know. Obviously, the police are going to investigate to find out what happened. But even if they weren't drunk, something tells me that this situation probably still could have happened because of the various cultural impacts that are at play in this situation. According to the New York Post, after Blair and the other men were able to break up the fight, those involved in the fight all walked away without being arrested. They all walked away without being arrested. What in the hell is your problem, Disney? How in the hell do you not arrest that man in the red shirt? How do you not at least detain him? I guarantee you the people who were witnesses there told everyone what happened and what that guy in the red shirt did. He was punching women in the face, beating them up. And as I said before, if that man was of a different race, oh, I bet you Disney would have acted differently. And that is the disgusting world that we live in today, where even at their damn parks, they cannot stop playing the identity politics game. And this, to me, is, without a shadow of a doubt, if you are not on board the Disney boycott at this point, if you are not on board trying to limit your access to Disney content and trying to withhold as much funds from Disney as you possibly can, I don't know what's wrong with you at this point. But anyway, guys, what's y'all's thoughts about this? Do you think that this is funny? Do you think that this is disgusting like I do? Again, I think that anyone that's laughing at this, I can understand why they would. But I think now, especially that we found out that these people got away with it, that these people were not arrested, and that now the Anaheim Police Department is having to look into it, the fact that no one was arrested from this situation is disgusting. And Disney, you suck. YouTube, you suck. All these giant tech corporations that have been censoring this news story and have not been covering this news story, you suck, and you are a part of the problem. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a wonderful day. Please share this video and share this story. Share this specific story. This is from Bounding into Comics, where apparently they were not arrested for this behavior. They were not arrested, and now Anaheim's having to look into it themselves. And I guarantee you Disney's not going to help them, because why would they? Have a wonderful day, and as always, God bless, and seriously, God help us all.